here tonight for those not making the top 10, but buck up, gang. Nobody's a loser in this competition. Lame, maybe, but not a loser. And for those of you who are honorable mentionees and what you've done, we haven't dissed it. Rather, we'll list it, just in case you missed it. Something old. Well, we've got it in the person of 100-year-old S.L. Potter. Apparently a guy who doesn't care much about seeing 101. Anyway, there he goes, the world's oldest bungee jumper. He lost nothing in the effort except the bridge work. Something new, the fledgling Florida Marlins ground crew down in Miami fighting the wind and the rain. We'll check in on those guys later. Something borrowed. Barron Miles of Nebraska blocks the Colorado punt in a big way. Maybe the fastest turnover and touchdown score ever. And for something blue and a little black, former President George Bush on the golf course. Look out. Oh. And hey, a nice souvenir for Dad. How's that grounds crew doing? Big problems coming in from the right side of the field. Well, and there was Leon Lett of the Cowboys. Remember the Super Bowl?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know, but we've got to show it, Jim. Lett's going all the way with a turnover. Goes into the victory lap, but just a little too early. But hold the phone a minute. Leon would find infamy once more. Thanksgiving Day in the snow against Miami. Miami with a late bid to win with a field goal, but it's blocked. Yippee! Cowboys win! But hold it. All they've got to do now is leave the ball alone, but Leon gets a little too frisky. Miami ball, Stoyanovich up and good. Hey, how's that grounds crew doing down there? Not well. And by the way, thanks, Mets. Why don't you guys shut up and grab an end? How about something hot? A little fireball from east of Java. No gloves, no shoes, no sense in trying to understand it. I'll believe it when a pig flies, as a matter of fact, or plays Aussie football. Look at that little squealer go. Best part of it, though, the guy who wants no part of Arnold gets to give him a big old bear hug. Here now, the simplest shot in golf. Hey, why do they say this stuff's so tough anyway? Best of the rest effort in hockey. Mario Lemieux with no angle. Best of the rest effort in baseball. Brian McRae of the Royals. Best of the rest basketball shot. Hoffman, California High. Now that's a save. And the best of the rest reason for the DH in the National League, Greg Maddux on the base pad. Yeah, I wonder if they ever got that tarp down in Miami. Yeah, I think so. They tried the left side, and it's working. But alas...
Look at this. They're going to make it, and it stopped raining completely. It has stopped.
You know, those expansion teams into the drink. Hey, what'd you expect, a ferry boat here? So there was Westner on the island, no shoes, no socks, but club in hand for him to punch his ball from island over more water onto fringe. But before he walked to his next shot, he did what any good ball hawk would do. He scooped up a few stray balls, pocketed the evidence, and then... Yeah, might as well get some freebies here, right? Sure. Left the way he came. You know, they say St. Patrick chased all the snakes out of Ireland. I'm glad they didn't settle in England, but any guy who can combine a round of golf with a couple of laps gets top 10 billing in our book, and obviously yours.
Should have taken off a couple of strokes for that. Anyway, that brings us to number 9. A guy who has been here before. He is Steve Young of the San Francisco 49ers, and he has done some amazing things playing quarterback. His scramble against Minnesota a couple of years ago, that was a finalist, exciting player. And this year, against the Atlanta Falcons, Steve showed another dimension of his game at Candlestick Park. Look at this, scrambles out of a sure sack situation, looks for some daylight, decides to bootleg, and then now to pass. It's deflected right back where it came from, and he winds up getting to the 1-yard line. Tremendous effort. But this is a more amazing fact. He did it twice during the season. Steve Young of the 49ers has learned that if you want a thing done right, well, you got to do it yourself. The 9th best pod of the year. Well, Well, we've but scratched the surface of this thing. We're going to put a little iodine on it. The Play of the Year countdown show continues with heartfelt interviews and a special guest. That's right after we break it down.
The scene, Madison Square Garden in New York. The stakes, the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. The move, pure explosive power to blast by his man B.J. Armstrong, then go to the left hand. Watch again. While he soars to the hoop before Horace Grant could get him. What we have is a sheer case of refusing to be denied. You sure remembered and made it Play of the Year number 8.
Man, that was one of my favorites. But right now, time to ring up number 7 on the year. And that one was turned in by the kid who's given new meaning to the basketball term, going hard to the hole. April 23rd, Brendan Byrne Arena in New Jersey. The Nets and the Magic Shack with a big jam brings down the house. I mean, the whole shebang went.
Support right there.
Yeah. No, wait, look at the replay, though. The 24-second clock actually comes down and grazes O'Neal, but Shaq comes away without a scratch. The 7th best Play of the Year.
He lived to tell about it, obviously. For pods, though, that stood the test of time, number 6 is a classic. It happened over a year ago, January 1st, but it obviously had staying power with our audience because you made it top 10 material after all those months. Our CNN cameras were on the sidelines and rolling at the Sugar Bowl for the national championship game when Miami quarterback and Heisman Trophy winner Gino Torretta from the shotgun hit Lamar Thomas with what looked like a breakaway TD until Alabama's George Teague ran him down and picked his back pocket. Oh, millions were watching a bizarre and embarrassing moment in the long annals of pod history. He could have gone all the way, but no, Bama's George Teague made it much more exciting, and for pod watchers, so memorable it finished 6th in the Play of the Year.
Oh, outstanding. Not a loser in the bunch, but still ahead. We break the top 5. Rarefied air indeed. And one of the guys making the grade, an emotional Wayne Gretzky. Touching moments, aren't they? Anyway, this is touching. For the first time ever, can you believe Wayne Gretzky, arguably the greatest hockey player of all time, not making the POI final list until 1993? Well, it's true. And he took it down to the wire. December 28th, Gretzky with a shot against Vancouver. Puck comes back to Gretzky, who line drives it out of midair right past Vancouver goaltender Kirk McLean. This was my personal number 1 choice. He hit that thing like a hanging curveball. He had to know right then and there, hey, I've won Stanley Cups, I've made millions, but man, this has got to get me the Play of the Day, Play of the Year competition. And hey, that's what this game's all about.
I think the funny thing of all for me, when I think about the play, was the fact that it, went up, came down, and I hit it and all that. But the funniest part of it is that I put it right over McLean's shoulder. It was like a bullet. To be able to do it again, I don't think I could ever do it again, but it was just one of those things where everything kind of clicked, and before he knew it, it was over his shoulder, and I remember the look on his face. He was like that, sort of. It was kind of funny.
Okay, Wayne, we want to see you do it with a wooden bat next time. Well, how many times have you been to a basketball game and said, I can't wait for halftime to be over? You know, it may be good for the players, but it's boring for fans. Well, not for the fans who packed Chicago Stadium on April 14th, and especially not for Don Calhoun. The Bloomington, Illinois native drove up to see a basketball game, got plucked out of the crowd, and with that shot won $1 million. Even Michael Jordan was amazed. The crowd was on its feet. I mean, this was standing O time. And Don Calhoun, with his length of the court bomb, a long shot basketball equivalent to hitting the moon with a balloon. Well, it broke the bank for a cool $1 million. And those of you who hit old Don up for a loan got your cut, then voted for the man of the hour and made this long shot the 4th-ranked Play of the Year. Even the ref loves it.
Very strong showing this year from our good neighbors north of the border once again. Canada, extremely strong at the ballot box. About 25% of our votes, slightly more as a matter of fact, coming from the provinces. And most of those for this. Mitch Williams on the hill for the Phillies. Bottom of the 9th, 2 on. Blue Jays trailing 6-5. Joe Carter at the plate, drives it hard and high and gone. Blue Jays win. Carter goes to Disney World. Williams goes to Houston. Blue Jays win the series. Now, the view from right field tells all. Watch again. You know, it took us a while to find this, but look, Nick, look at this. Watch Joe's mouth. Yes, yes, he was saying Play of the Year, Play of the Year. I'm sure of it. I saw it clearly. No mistake about it. But he's only number 3.
Yeah, but we're getting down to real business now, and I know what you're thinking. There's no way Jose didn't make the list. Don't worry, he's there in all his crowning glory as the runner-up pot of the year. It happened at a baseball game in Cleveland when the Indians' Carlos Martinez got a hold of one, and Rangers right fielder Jose Canseco gave it a boost with a headbutt. Yes, that baby's tagged in more ways than one. Look, I could look at this one all night. Jose using his head, bonk. But, you know, bonk. Even he had to laugh. I mean, hey, it is a heads-up play that was the runner-up play of the year. Well, it's very simple. That leaves only one. And if you figured it out, I know you'll want to see it again. And if you didn't, wait till you see it again. Back with the play of the year and mystery guest in 2 minutes.
The crowning of the 1993 Play of the Year. Thank you. Thank you. All right with the drum. The best, thank you, the best of the best, the toughest nut in the woods. Yes, it is time for the Play of the Year, and here it is. Washington Catholic High, Indiana playing Wood Memorial JV. Opening tip controlled by Washington. Now that's Craig Macklin. He's the cutter. Specially designed play, but where is he going to cut to? Well, don't ask the defense because the guy who's checking him can't find him. But watch the spotlight because the guard out there, Keith Charles, does see him. He's cutting through the back, the bathroom. Charles delivers the pass. Macklin meets it upon returning for the bathroom and calmly drains the three. Well, Washington Catholic goes on to win the game 61-32, but who could lose after an opening like this? A landslide, folks. The infamous bathroom trick play. We're looking at it again. And it will live forever in infamy as the Play of the Year. Ta-da.